It's the Grinder's Journey signing in. What's your journey? We're back again with another banger.
Grinders. I told you lot, it's straight pace from here. We're not wasting no time. Episode 17. Chat to them, doggy.
Kien, Connolly at Colchester United.
Pro baller. That's what we got in here today. Pro baller. And obviously, Kien actually has been on the pod before. He was on episode 2. So if you want to see a bit of his story, you can shoot back to episode 2. I'll put it somewhere around there. Don't you worry, guys. But yeah, we're gonna carry on straight from where he is now, Colchester. So chat to me, doggy. You said pre-season. Let's go from there.
Yeah, went back into pre-season. Scored 4 goals in 5 games. Went well. Made my unofficial debut
Striker.
in pre-season against Malden and Tiptree with the first team.
Okay then.
Put in a good performance there.
What is this Modern and Tiptree? Is that your first game pre-season?
That was the first team game.
Okay.
The first game for Colchester, I was with the 21s against Grays, my old club. I scored against them in that. Then we had, I think it was Malden the second game. Then I scored in that as well.
So is it a thing where like the manager saw in the 21s game like, Kien, he's doing his thing, we're gonna put him on the first team now?
I think so. I mean, at the Malden game, the second Malden game, he came into the change room after. And then he was like, yeah, done well, played well. And then, yeah, so it probably was, from there.
Alright, cool, fair. So now this Malden game, obviously you're with the first team. Is this your first game actually playing with the first team?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So now's your first team. So you got things to show in it.
Yeah.
You got things to so chat to me. You're waking up that day. You know you're playing. I have to always do this. You're waking up that day.
Nah,
chat to
it
me,
was
broski.
it was a weird one because I wasn't actually supposed to play that game. So I went and trained that morning.
Okay.
And it was a tough session as well. So I went, done that session, and then my 21s gaffer called me after and was like, oh, yeah, you're gonna go and play with the first team. You might come on, so just be ready. So I was like, oh, okay, no worries. So I go there thinking, let's see what happens, innit?
Really gonna go. We're gonna see.
Let's see what happens. So then I get there, and then the other forward, he's sort of 50-50 whether he can play or not. So then now I'm thinking it's actually a possibility that I can play.
Yeah.
So then get into the changing room, then they give me all my kit. So I'm like, okay. And then I see the team sheet.
What number are you? What number?
Nah, it was pre-season, no number.
Okay.
Because they literally just made the new kit.
Okay.
So I got there, and then they're like, yeah, because there was 2 squads. There was a first half team and a second half team. So I was like, okay, see the first half team, I'm like, yeah, obviously I'm not going to be in that one. See the second half one, then my name's on up top.
Ah, shit. Here we go. Here we go.
Obviously,
But before you continue, what's the first thought in your head when you saw Kien up top?
let's do it, innit? I might as well show myself.
100.
But then again, at the back of my head, I'm like, because it was pre-season as well, at a pre-season session in the morning. Just thinking to myself, don't cramp up.
It was a tough one.
Oh my God.
Tough training
Yeah, my legs were hurting at that
What
point.
was it? Was it running?
Yeah.
Bare running. Well, how many Ks do you think you got in?
I think that was a 6K session, but it was high speed. It was a high speed session, yeah. It was tough.
Yeah, 100. It's gonna be professional football. You get me?
Yeah,
Okay
exactly,
then.
man.
Okay, so now we're starting into the game. You've seen that obviously you're coming on second half, innit?
Yeah.
So take me through the game. Obviously you're on the bench now.
You're sort of just looking at what I do when I'm on the bench. I try and look at the weaknesses in the other team and how I can bring my game into it. Because at that point, the first half scored was 0-0. So then I'm thinking, right, if I come on now and then we win the game, it will obviously look good. It would look good for me. So yeah, just looking at gaps, trying to find where you can penetrate, things like that. And yeah, so then come on the second half, and then I think we go 1-0 up. So now I'm buzzing. I'm like, yeah, because I think I'm on the corner, or I created something
You're just
too
part
in
of
the
that.
corner. Yeah,
When you're part of it, you're like, okay, it's coming up now. My confidence is even booming now.
So I'm like, yeah, come on. And then we score from the corner. Everyone's buzzing, everyone's cheering. Get back to the halfway line. And the gaffer just says, Kien, run again. And my legs are going. My legs are going at this
He
point.
doesn't know what that training session that I've been through, broski. My legs are gone.
But yeah, it was like, it was good. It felt good because also when the gaffer does that, you're like,
He believes in you, man.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
obviously,
It G's you up. So,
Ando, man, it's always good to especially have that manager that, you know, that does believe in you.
Yeah.
Feels like, you know, you're with him, you know what I mean? Because it's going to boost your confidence even more for you to play better.
Yeah,
That's what you want, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's one thing he's really good at, just G'ing you up, making you feel like you're supported, and he really actually like wants you to do well.
Okay, then, love that.
It's all good. So good, man.
Okay, then. So obviously we're moving on from there. Now, the first goal's going in. We're gassed. Obviously, the man just told you run again. How are you feeling in your head? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking like, I just run anyway. But then, you know, you don't go 100% because you still got another like 30 minutes to play. And my legs were, it was my calves. My calves are starting to cramp. So I sort of get there, and then, you know, non-league, just hit the channels. I'm like, okay, all right, let me jog back now. And then, so that happens. And then it's actually like quite an even game. Maybe because Malden were like up for it, because it's obviously against the pro club.
Yeah, Hondo.
But then I think we get a pen as well. Then we go 2-0 up. And then everyone's buzzing, this, that. Go back in, ready to kick off again. Gaffer goes, run again. So I'm like, okay. But at this point, like, my calves are starting to warm up.
Okay then.
So running, pressing everyone. And then,
The monster Kien's out now. The monster Kien's out now.
I'm like, I actually feel like supported, buzzing, just ready to sort of try and prove something. I have a point to prove.
Okay then, what? And did that game end 2-0?
Yeah.
Okay then. So what did you get from that game? Any feedback?
Not that I can remember.
Okay then. So obviously now we can move on from there. Obviously, you've played your first game with the first team. Obviously, managers, he's like you, man. He's G'ing you up.
Yeah.
You're liking him. So it's all good. Cool. Yeah. So now you're thinking, what's next? Obviously, you're going back to first team 21s. Chat to me.
So it was sort of training with the first team and the 21s, sort of mixed. But at the time, the 21s had more games than the first team, sort of in and around pre-season. So I played the 21s games. I think I played most of them, majority of the pre-season ones, apart from one, which was when I went with the first team to play in a friendly against Wickham.
Okay.
I think it was. And yeah, it was just good to be around it. He brought me along. Obviously, it was like a one where you wasn't going to get any sort of like real game time, but he brought you along to sort of show you, and so you're in and around it. Yeah.
Okay, first.
So you know what it's like, what the environment's like, the intensity of it, and yeah.
What was it like?
Yeah, it's intense. It's really intense, but it's good because it's sort of, because everything around you is intense, you sort of bring your own level up, you sort of bring your own game up, and then everyone around you wants you to do better. Like if your pass is bobbly, they go, come on, like get your passes, get them right, and yeah, it sort of just brings your level up.
Okay, first man, and obviously this is your first kind of experience going away like this. Yeah. What would you feel like you actually learned and you actually took away from that?
Sort of like that it's doable, getting to the level, like it's really doable.
And when you especially feel like, you know, I'm seeing this and I'm thinking, yo, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this for the rest of my life, you know, as long as possible, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm ready for this, you know what I mean? And I love that. Okay then. Yeah. So we're going to move on from there. Now, obviously, you've been training with the first team a bit consecutively now, so also with the 21s now. Now, I remember you telling me about injury. Is that sooner or more later in Koyu?
My first injury was at the end of pre-season. So it was my last game
for
the 21s, their pre-season program. And then I get injured that game. But then I played on it because I started off as a sub that game, come on, and then I got injured. So then obviously you can't come back off as you've been subbed on. Yeah. So then you sort of just try and play on it and play through it. And that was always the mentality of just like try and run it off and try and play on it and see how it feels the next day. And the next day, tried to do something again. It was hurting.
What do you feel like? So obviously after that game, you felt something there, a bit of a kink there.
Yeah.
Is it a thing where you feel like, it's not that deep until the next day?
Nah, it was.
Or you knew from that time you're like, this is a bit techie. I need to look into this.
It was 50-50 because
okay.
it was hurting, but like I've played on through worse.
Okay,
do you know what I mean? But then the next day, it's still hurting. That never usually happens. Like the pain was still like a 5 out of 10, which never happens to me. So then obviously you have to tell the physios, which I hate doing. I think most footballers do.
Because you know what she told the physios? It's going to be long.
Yeah, exactly.
You're seeing all the guys going to training. I'm going to the physio, man. It's just jarring, man. Exactly, I hear it, man. I hear it. So now you've told the physio.
Yeah, then obviously they do their assessments on you, and then they tell you what you've done. I think it was a grade 1 hamstring. So obviously it's not that bad, not that deep.
How many grades are there?
There's 3.
Okay.
No, there's 4, I think. 3 or 4. And obviously the higher you get, the worse it is. So, yeah, they said grade 1. Just have a rest on it. Try and see how it is. Rest it for a couple of days, ice it, and then we'll get back to strengthening it.
Okay.
So I'm like, because it's only 3 weeks, I'm thinking in my head, okay, I can push it to 2. I can try and, if I do well in the gym, I can push it to 2. So I'm just in the gym trying to strengthen it, do all my exercises physio's giving me, just icing it like religiously.
What is the amount of hours that you need to do in the gym every day?
You just need to complete your program. But obviously I was doing a lot of extras in the gym anyway. So
always getting up extras and doing more than the average.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then. Love that.
So I was they'd give me my leg program and hamstrings, then I'd go and do what do they call it? Like the Boso balls.
Okay, yeah, I know what you talk about, yeah.
Yeah, mobility and things like that.
Okay.
Bios, trying to just make sure everything else is ready for when I go back from my injury.
Handle.
Yeah, then obviously just doing that for the next 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
So when it hit that 2-week margin where you thought, I'm going to be ready to come back, were you ready?
I feel like I was. But then...
Was it down to the physio to tell you that you're ready? Yeah, it's down to,
to go back. Because they've got their own tests that they need to do on you to make sure that you're ready. So, I can't remember if I was ready in the 2 weeks. I think I was, because I was back out running in 2 weeks. And then, I think whilst I'm still injured, they send me on loan to Malden.
Okay, then.
So then...
Well, this is pre-season now, yeah?
Nah, this is start of the season. This is they wanted me back for their first game of the season.
Okay, Malden.
Yeah, which was in I think it was a day after 2 weeks, I got my injury.
Day after 2 weeks, okay.
So, realistically, I wasn't going to be able to play that one. Because they only want you training.
Okay, first, man. So now you're at Malden, you're on loan. What do you feel like you need to show yourself now? You're thinking, I need to get more goals in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just goals and hunger, really. And whatever the gaffer wants to see from you. So, obviously, as a striker, he wants goals. But the way that the gaffer wants his team to play as well, you have to show as a striker as well.
Adjust to how they play their football as well. Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay then.
Yeah, just like that. And then, just dominate, basically.
Okay, fair now. Okay, now you're at Malden and tipped you now. How is it for you? Take us through that.
I thought it was good. Like, me personally, I found the level not easy, but sort of, what's the word? Like, you feel physically better than everyone. You feel in more shape, you feel quicker, you feel more powerful. And then...
And that's where that pro schedule, you being a pro for it, really boosts you there, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So then that's where like the S&C you do and the robustness, the stuff like that really kicks in. So like I'm doing things in the game where I'm just like breezing past defenders, which like I wouldn't usually do before. And obviously, you being in a pro environment, it has its yeah, it has its positives.
100%. So now you're thinking, maybe, obviously it's not easy at the end of the day, but you're thinking, this level, I'm doing my thing here, and I'm just doing it. You know what? I'm just doing it. So cool. Let's go through that first game at Malden and Tiptree. You said you didn't play that first game, innit?
Yeah, I was injured, yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the next game.
That was my first game back from injury. And I think I was only allowed to play 10 minutes because I wasn't supposed to play that game anyway.
Okay.
But they wanted me back for the game, and I think it was 10 minutes or 5 minutes I was allowed to play. So I'm like, at least I'm back playing.
100%,
So
man.
get there, and then they've got someone there just to help my hamstrings, warm my hamstrings up. So I'm like, okay, so like, this is serious. Like, they want me.
Got that support system there as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we go. This is FA Cup as well.
Okay then.
I think we go 1-0 down in like 60. And obviously the gaffer wanted to bring me on straight away, but I couldn't. Like, physio would take his head.
Is it the physio telling the manager that you can't come in, or you telling the manager?
The physio. So yeah, he's saying, be ready. He told me to warm up at like the 60th minute. So I'm doing like a 20-minute warm up on the bench, just trying to warm up my hamstrings, make sure nothing goes wrong. And then I get subbed on in the 80th, maybe 85th, and then non-league, man. They'll just sit back. They'll just soak in everything.
Yeah,
like,
just to get that, because the 3 points is so important. That's all they care about in non-league. So you have to get.
I think
no matter what.
At one point they was like 10 at the back, just no one up the pitch. Everyone's defending.
behind that halfway line.
That's why everyone hates coming on as a sub, because of things like that. Like, you're expected to do, like, to create something, even though there's like 10 players behind you.
It's even harder than it was before.
Yeah. Oh, mate. So, like, and it's really frustrating as well, because you sort of come on thinking, like, I can show like what I'm about. Get on, and there's like 4 men surrounding you. You get past them, and then there's another 4 ready to just
to attack,
do anything,
defend you, no matter the cost.
Anything to stop it. And that's the thing about non-league as well. Like, it's all about the 3 points, which is probably helped my development a lot more than people recognise. Okay
then, fairs, man, fairs. So now that game, what was the end result?
I think 1-0, lost 1-0.
Okay then, and obviously you felt like the players were all around you.
Yeah.
Obviously you started at sub, etc. Do you feel like you took something from that for the next game to be like, cool? Obviously, I know how non-league is kind of now.
Yeah.
I've gauged it a bit. So my next game, I know that there's probably going to be 10 at the back again.
Yeah.
11 plus the keeper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what am I going to do to change that aspect?
Yeah. Sort of just got to keep it ticking at that point. Whereas if it's 0-0, both teams are sort of going at it, clashing. But if one team's 1-0 up, your striker, they want you to make it stick and try and just link up play, not lose the ball for doing something stupid, basically.
Okay, then first.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you, how long were you on this loan move for? Was it the whole season?
Yeah.
Okay then, whole season.
In and out of injury, or the whole season, yeah.
Okay, first. So let's actually go through that now. Obviously, let's brush that. You've done the first 2 games. You were at the first game, you didn't start. Second game, you done around 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's move on from there. So
this game was Wroxham away. I think it was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So,
what, Colchester, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so we get there, and I think we go like 3-0 up.
Before I even continue, I want to cut you off quickly. Do you have like a before the game resume, something that you do?
I have to have scrambled eggs, 2 bacons, and 2 slices of toast. Every game.
That's the meal, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you do before a game, in the change room, etc., on the coach? Or you're just baking, you're just listening to music?
Before my injury, I was just sort of like, just trying to lock in, basically. Just make sure I'm ready, like, mentally. But then after my injuries, I was doing a lot of foam rolling, band work, and mobility stuff, like, even at home, like, before I'm in the changing room, just to make sure, like, my muscles are ready.
Okay, fair, man. Let's go through that Wrexham game.
So we get there, and we go 3-0 up,
Flipping out, mate. What, first half?
I think 2-0 at first half, and then in like maybe the 50th minute, score another one. So then I come on again. They told me to warm up from like the 45th minute again, just to get my hamstrings warm, because they
How's your
don't.
injury now?
Yeah, it feels fine. Obviously, there's like that in the back of your head. You're like, oh, like don't want anything to go wrong.
Yeah.
And then so
But that's one thing about that, you know, because obviously you've had that injury, and obviously you've had injuries in the past.
yeah,
One thing you don't want to be like 50-50, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
maybe you go 50-50, that could even make it worse. So you're
Yeah.
thinking, it's still in the back of my head, I know that, but I still have to perform 100%.
yeah, exactly. Like that's why doing like my pre-ab and everything was so important, to the point where like I was even doing it like 4 hours before kickoff, 5 hours before kickoff. I was doing pre-ab. So they tell me to warm up from like 15 minutes before I come on, just doing like hamstring bridges, doing sprints to make sure it's ready. And I come on, and then so the game is just it's a 3-0 game at that point. And
Yeah.
sort of it's
So
a
you're not
bit dead.
cruising now.
Yeah, it's just in cruise control, and then you're sort of like you're at the point where you don't want to risk anything with your hamstring. But then at the same time, you've got a point to prove anyway. So then I think in like the 85th or 80th minute, cross comes in, back stick.
Oh, I'm sensing a guy.
Then it gets headed back across to me, and I just head it in the back of the net. First, I think that was first game of the season. I score, and that was sort of a good feeling, especially only being on for like 20 minutes as well.
First game of the season, non-league side. He's on loan from Colchester, first team, by the way. And he just bagged it in. He's scored. He's done what the striker's supposed to do. He come on. What? How long's left of the game?
30.
That's 30, and you scored a goal.
Yeah.
Done your thing.
Yeah.
So how you feeling now? You're buzzing, obviously.
Yeah, it feels good. Obviously, scoring feels good anyway. But especially after coming back from the injury, it felt just made it even better, really.
Love that, man. Love that.
Yeah.
So after that game, how you feeling now?
Yeah, I feel good. You just sort of like, do you want to get, because I'm only on 30 minutes, you sort of want to go on to the next one where you're on 60 minutes. And my mind wasn't really on the last game. It was just always on the next
game.
one.
The next
Yeah,
game. Okay,
so
so now let's fly now. Let's go to that 60-minute game. Now you're getting back into your normal football routine now. Chat to me, doggy.
what was that game? I think, yeah. Wait. I think I was straight to 90s.
Straight to 90s, yeah?
Yeah.
Like that, yeah?
I don't remember a 60 game. But yeah. So that the next game was against one of the, well, this team was like top of the league for like first half of the season.
Okay then. I didn't ask, what's Morden's in the what am I talking about? In the first, second, third, where are they in the table?
We finished 13th.
Okay.
But that was after, because we had a poor spell like towards the end of 2024. But then sort of came out of it all right. The other side we could have done better in the league, but when you look at it in hindsight, could have gone a lot worse, innit?
Okay then. So now you're back to 90-minute games. How is it for you, man?
I'm like, the injury's not even in my head now at this point. I'm just sort of, I'm playing like with full enjoyment. My confidence is skyrocketing. Putting in good performances. I think one of the games I got man of the match.
And one thing I want to add on to that is it's big thing because it's not like you're just getting these things. I saw you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I saw Morden and Chipchi flipping, snapping Kien saying, man of the match this, another goal here. I'm looking at it on my phone. I'm thinking, Yoski, first of all, this guy's at call you on loan. So obviously Colchester are seeing this. They're getting the feedback. I'm seeing this. So it's good stuff from you clearly, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yo, you're doing your thing, man.
Yeah. It's always good because Morden works so closely with Colchester anyway. You sort of, all the good work you put in, you know it's going to get relayed back.
That's very important for you, 100%.
Yeah,
100,
yeah,
100,
it is.
100.
But yeah, the injury's like out of my head now at this point. Like I'm flying through games. I'm not even getting tired after 90 minutes. And then yeah, it's all going well, playing well, creating chances, holding up play, just doing everything that a striker should.
What was your GA for that season?
I think in 20 I got 8.
I remember he was injured as well.
Yeah, I was injured for like 4 months total.
Okay, now we're taking that 8 games. Okay, then 8 goals, so in 20 games. Okay, then love that. Now, obviously, we're ending to the end of the season now.
Yeah.
What's your loan move looking like? Is it looking like I'm gonna go back? I'm gonna stay?
Yeah, it was. With loans, the better you perform, the more likely you are to get recalled. So, whereas when I'm coming back from my injury, like, you're sort of trying to take it step by step, trying not to put anything in jeopardy. But then once that injury's gone, you're just sort of full on like go mode where you have to prove a point. And yeah, once my injury was gone, I think my first game back, like full 90, I scored. And then
What, as in your first game back for Call You?
for Malden.
Okay.
My first full 90 back from injury.
Okay,
scored.
okay.
Against my old club again.
Grays Athletic, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Wait, were you at Grays when I was at Grays? Back in the day?
Nah.
No, okay, that's too far back. Okay, go on, say no more.
And then the next game was just a poor game for everyone. I don't think, well, maybe one person on the team played well. And then the game after that, we play against Brentwood, who then won the league. So I got 1 goal, I got an assist that game, but then I got man of the match as well. And then the game after that, we play Waltham Abbey, who were in like promotion contenders. I get 1 goal, 1 assist in that game as well, which is
the stats just carry on coming in. That's one of the most important things in this game.
So now, like, my Colchester's hearing about it as well. My confidence is skyrocketing as well, like even more now. And then, obviously, because Colchester's hearing it, they're now putting me in first team training more consistently. And then I'm performing well in those training sessions as well. So then, obviously, that leads to me getting recalled from my loan.
Okay, then. So now, you're feeling like, cool. Imagine this, I've gone on the loan now, move now, guys. I've been doing my thing. You've been doing your thing. Cool. Now, you're getting recalled. So you're thinking, in your head, I'm doing something right. You know what you're doing right as well.
Yeah.
You're getting what you need to do. You're getting the goals that you need to do. Get in. Cool. Now you're back.
Yeah.
We're back at Call You. Chat to me. Must have been over the moon. Family gassed as well.
Yeah.
We're back at Call You. Kia's doing well.
Yeah. So I get recalled, I think it was the night before the game I got recalled for. I got put on the bench. And then I'm buzzing. Like, family's buzzing, everything. Then I'm just I'm trying not to be too high with my highs, if you know what I mean. Like,
just obviously have that humility there as well.
Yeah, because like it could change, anything could change, anything could happen. So I'm sort of just trying to stay calm, just take it day by day. And then obviously the game comes, we got Gillingham away. And then like even the experience of being around it was like, even that was something to take away because of how like intense the game actually is. Like from the fans cheering non-stop to tackles being flying in, like it was just mad. But then it sort of like gives you like a realization where like I can actually play at this level again. Like what happened at Wickham, it's all like, I can play this, I can do this like for a living. Man. And then I think that game ended 1-1, which was it was a good point for us, especially being in promotion race and playoff race. It was a good point for us. And then
Do you feel like there's a even bit more of a pressure there? Obviously now you're
Yeah.
fighting for promotion, you're fighting for all of these things.
yeah, 100%. Even from like not even from the gaffers, like there's always a pressure from them for you to perform. Like pressure from everyone in the club, but more so for like the fans. Colchester hasn't had that before. It hasn't had in ages. Like us having such a good run and such a good season is sort of like eye opening. How much they really back you.
And you're thinking even this could even change everything. You know, if we get promoted,
Yeah.
the fans, you know, the managers, everyone's happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Literally that,
exactly.
man. Literally
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, man. And the next game was Notts County. Who I was on the bench again. And that was like a proper playoff game because both of us are pushing for playoffs. I think they were already maybe secured or like they needed like a point to secure it.
Okay.
Whereas we were still fighting for it. And then
Well, how many points did you guys need? If you remember.
it was more so because it was 7th, 8th, and 9th that could have. You had to get 7th spot to get playoffs. 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th as well.
Okay, then.
Were
So there's 4 teams competing right now.
yeah, well, could have all got playoffs,
Yeah.
and it went down to I think it was the last game of the season. I think it went down to
So it's the last game of the season.
Yeah,
It's
like-
always the last game of the season. You've been on loan. You've been playing with the first team. You're in and around the 21s as well.
yeah, sort of just back your own ability, basically, because I found when I've played in like first team training games and like games where I needed to perform, I feel like the more I backed my ability, the better I trained in general.
nice.
And even the gaffers told me like you've got the world at your feet. You just need to just know that. You need to know your ability. You need to know that you can do these things if you put your mind to it.
Okay, then first one. And I love that because I keep getting this sense of the managers really care for you. They're really looking out for you, man. And that's 100% important, man. Cool. So let's move on now. The end of the season now. Season's finished. We'll call you.
Yeah.
You feel like it was a good season. Obviously, you guys didn't get promoted, but it was still a good season. It's still next season, isn't it? Literally that. So now, beginning of preseason, chat to me. I mean, is this preseason for this year or last year?
What do you mean?
As in, cool. You know how I just said. Obviously, you just finished the season with Call You. Was that season for this year?
Yeah.
Okay, that season was for
year
this
just
year.
gone, yeah.
Because I remember you were telling me about some injury that you had, another injury. I think it was a 3-month injury or something.
Yeah, that was halfway through the season, just gone. So I think this was when the new managers come in.
Okay then.
And I scored on.
What, new managers for Call You?
For more.
Mode. Oh, okay, then for Mode. Okay, this is back then. Okay.
So, I score in their first game, and then I think that put me top goal scorer at that point in the season. So then the next game comes, and I'm flowing with confidence. I'm playing well in this game, and then go into a tackle, and then just hyperextend my knee.
Okay then.
And then, like I said, I'm the type of player that tries to play on. Like I tried to get up, I just couldn't. Like my knee was throbbing, numb. Then had to come off. And I'm thinking, like, not again.
Because this is a mentality thing. That's why I really wanted to go back to that. Because I know, obviously, you're sitting here smiling. Obviously, you're feeling good. But obviously, your mentality that obviously I've been injured before. I just wanted to get back to that. See how you took on from that. What you took from that as well, innit?
Yeah, it was like sort of all the hard work you've put in and how confident you are at that moment in time. So it just like all goes away because of how like frustrating it is to then get injured again. And then in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, please don't be like a long one. Please just be like 3 or 4 weeks max. So come off it, and then I come off the pitch, and then like, I can't even get up. I can't even walk.
Oh, so damn.
Physio comes over, man, he's doing ACL tests on my knee. I'm like, oh, please. I'm thinking, please, no. Don't,
Don't do this to me,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. And then he's like, oh, like, good news, it's not your ACL. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So I'm thinking, all right, so it has to be a short injury. So then, obviously, I don't really know. They can only tell in the physio room with like proper tests. So I go back to the physio room. I think it was the next day. Go back there, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, through all the tests, we've done a grade 2 MCL," which I'm thinking, because in all the muscles, a grade 2 is like 6 weeks max, 4 to 6 weeks max. So I'm thinking 6 weeks, I can push it to 4.
Yeah.
But in joints, it's like you're looking at a month and 2 months, a month, 2 months minimum. So I'm like, oh,
It's just long, innit?
yeah.
Just long, man.
So and at this point, my knee's just blown up like a balloon as well. So then I'm sort of thinking, oh, like, if I can get the swelling down, everything like should just fall into place. Like everything should just get better. My knee should start feeling better, get more mobility in it. But then the swelling just wouldn't go away.
Okay, then.
And then ended up having a Baker cyst in the back of my knee, which was causing the swelling to like not drain out of the knee.
Okay. To just keep the swelling there, so the swelling just keeps staying there, literally.
Yeah. Like, I think I was icing it on the game ready like 4 times a day. I was trying to, like, I was sitting there on my bed with my leg up on the wall, trying to make sure the swelling like drains. It just wasn't working. So then I ended up having to take anti-inflams to try and reduce the swelling out of my knee. And then that finally worked.
Okay then. Thank God.
Yeah. And then, because they had me in a splint at this point as well. So, yeah, taking all the anti-inflams. And then this is like Christmas time. So I'm away from the club. And then I get back to the club and then they're like, yeah, like, you're ready to like run next week. Bear in mind, like, all this time, the worst part about being injured is having to stay conditioned in ways that you can't move your knee around. So I'm having to do...
It's just restricting you more.
Yeah. So I'm having to do the ski erg and boxing, which is, it's terrible. It's like, because the ski erg's just so boring. You're just sitting there just pushing, like just skiing, just like half hour. And you're like, you're not like really feeling it. But
So you're thinking, is this really helping me?
exactly.
You just got to carry on doing it.
Yeah,
you just got to do what the physio says, innit?
You just got to like trust the process, innit?
Literally trust the process,
And
that's
then
it.
Once my knee started getting better, then I'm on the bike now. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, I'm starting to feel it now. I'm starting to feel...
Mobility's coming back in and that.
Yeah, I'm
getting
starting
back
to
to
feel
usual.
fitter now. I feel like I'm getting fitter. And then, yeah, start taking my anti-inflams. And then now I'm back on the pitch. I'm running. So now I'm like, okay, like, I'm almost there. I'm nearly there. And then I wouldn't even say that's probably the longest process of it. I feel like the longest part was trying to get back to full 90s. Because I'm sort of like...
That's the important thing.
Yeah. Because now they're limiting me to like 15 minutes. I have to play 15 minutes here. Then I can go up to 30s. Then I go on to 45s. And then it took about, I think, maybe a month or 2 months total to get back to full 90s. Where you sort of just... You've still got a point to prove.
100%.
But then you can't...
Can't really prove that, can you?
Yeah, because you feel limited in terms of... Because as that restriction's there, you're sort of like, oh, can I really do this on my knee? Like, can I do that extra turn to pivot off it? Things like that. And it's at the back of your head and you're like...
Yeah, man. It's deeper still.
Yeah, like you want to be able to do it. But then at the back of your head, you're like, if I was ready, why would they restrict me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's...
Do you feel like you took something from that? Or is that nothing really to take? You just thought, just trust the process, carry on doing what I need to do to move on?
Sort of just trust the process, basically. And
Okay, first man.
yeah, just try and just do what the physio says, basically.
Okay, then, and obviously that was back in the season. We just shot back a bit in the past, a bit guys there, but obviously now Kien's back at Cole. You got recalled, which is the best thing you could have got done, innit? Club's happy with him, literally that. So obviously club's happy with him. End of the season. What's next season looking for Kien Connolly at Colchester United?
Yeah, just trying to push on, just trying to do as best as I can in just scoring goals, staying consistent, and yeah, hopefully onto the first team next season.
We love to see that. We love to hear that, man. And we're gonna see it, man. I know I am. And one thing before we shoot off, we're gonna ask Kien a couple questions, man. We're gonna call this one we're gonna call it AfroChat. You get me? Well, first question of AfroChat. Who's your favorite African player?
Probably have to be Yaya Toure.
Yaya Toure. Yo. Chat to me. Why is Why is Yaya Toure your favorite African footballer?
Because he was just so dominant in the game, innit? I don't think there was anything that he couldn't do. Like, he was the fastest, strongest, one of the most technically gifted, and yeah, I feel like he's probably one of the most all-round African players of all time.
Okay, first, man, and we're just gonna quickly shoot a couple questions at you about Yaya Toure. So, do you think Yaya Toure got enough recognition during his playing time?
Kind of. I feel like there were other players who were rated higher than him, but then obviously as time goes on, you start to sort of see what he was doing and how rare it is to see that someone of that stature doing what he's doing.
Literally, fam. Literally. Okay then. Would you consider Yaya Toure the best African footballer? Or no, let's never say that. Best African midfielder of all time? Yeah. He went straight, yes, guys. There was no thought in that one. There was no thought in that one. Okay then. Now this one's a bit of an interesting question. Still, I want to hear this one. If you could build a midfield trio with Yaya Toure in it, who would be the other two players? Anybody?
That's a
Tough one. So obviously, where you put is Yaya Toure CDM in that central a bit.
Yaya Toure, Moussa Dembele, and Zidane.
Zidane, yeah?
Yeah.
Zidane, yeah?
Yeah.
I rate that one, yeah.
Zidane in the 10.
I'm backing that one still. I'm backing that one. Okay then. And we're going to put one more before we shoot off. This one's even an interesting one. Prime Yaya Toure or Prime Pogba? Pogba, yeah?
I think Pogba.
What's one thing about Pogba? With me is the passes, man.
He's
the
a
passes
joke,
he does inside,
Technically,
outside.
he's a joke.
Just doing it with ease. It just
does
looks
it
too easy.
He actually does it effortlessly. Pogba's a joke. I think Pogba is Yaya, but with more like finesse to him, innit? Yeah.
I'll take that one. Okay, we'll take that one in. That was a great pod, man. We have to bring Kien back on just to, you get me, bring back what he's been doing, because he's been doing good stuff and doing big stuff, you get me? And one more thing. Do you have anything to tell these grinders, Kien, before we shoot off, brother?
Trust the process, innit?
Trust the process, yeah? He's leaving you with that phrase, trust the process, do your thing. And grinders, that was episode 17. Like I said, we're going to carry on going, man. And it was a pleasure. See you later. Grinders Journey signing out.
And that is a wrap. What's your journey? And of course, we'll be back again with another banger.